Alright guys, this is a special video. So you all know that as social workers, our code of ethics is pretty much our everything. That's our Bible of the profession. It's something that we have to adhere to, we have to follow. It comes and trumps pretty much everything. The code of ethics is the key. A lot of people are sleeping on the ethics and they're not really focusing on it. So I said, you know, what I'm gonna do for my people? I'm gonna go ahead and go through the whole code of ethics. This is a series. So again, I would recommend that you start from where we're at right now all the way to the end of the series and digest it. So I'm not gonna release them all at once. You're going to get a little bits and pieces of it, and then it's going to slow drip. So that way you can really understand the information and go over it. So today we're going to keep it a little simple. I'm going to share my screen and actually show you the code of ethics. I have a copy of it right here. So I recommend that if you go to the NASW code, the NASW website and go to the code of ethics, that you purchase your own PDF. This is the PDF that I purchased, and as you can see, I printed off as front and back, and I have the information. I'm going to read from here. I'm not going to go to the website. You guys are all familiar with the website. This video was for educational purposes. So yes, I will be utilizing the code of ethics and reading the information, but I will ad lib and go over some context. So I'm not taking it verbatim, word for word for word for word, and just giving you the information, but I will stop and pause and talk about some of the information to make sure you really understand it and it's really hitting home and it's making sense for you and it's digestible. So today we're just going to do a little bit because I don't want to have it hour-long session, 30-minute session here and there. I want to give it to you in little small snippets so you can understand it. This is actually going to be uploaded inside of my program and in my course as well for my students, but you could always come on YouTube and watch it all chunked up in pieces, but they'll have it all as a steady flow of the NASW Code of Ethics. Yes, so I am going to make sure that my microphone is working. Microphone checker. All right, now it's time to get serious because the Code of Ethics is nothing to laugh about. There's no laughing matter. So your girl's going to be serious. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of, you know, jokes and singing and all that stuff because I want you guys to be in the car listening, riding, hearing my voice as I read this Code of Ethics and simplify it for you the best way I can. But the code is pretty much the code and it says what it says and it means what it says. So you just got to learn how to follow it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my little screen. And as I share my screen, make sure you tap in the comment section. Make sure you put in the comment section. You know, I need you guys to be in the comment section. It's just the comment section is where it's at. And I just need you to be there telling me whether you enjoyed this, whether it was hella helpful, whether you like this, whether you don't like it, what you need more of, if it's a certain part of the Code of Ethics that you feel like you need elaboration on or wasn't clear. That's what I'm here for. I love the feedback. Tell me. All right. So here we go. The NASW Code of Ethics. I got this bad boy right here, but I'm going to be reading from the screen with you guys because I've already went through it, you know, kind of got my little notey notes there. And today we're not going to go through all of them. This segment, we're going to go over the overview and the preamble, and then we'll likely go over the purpose of the NASW Code of Ethics. Then you have the ethical principles, then you have the ethical standards. So as you know, the Code of Ethics is really not that long. You can knock it out and listen to it. Some people listen to it each and every day on their way to work or while they're doing things. It's not really long. It is something that you can kind of knock out and see it and finish it in no time. But I want you to understand it. I want you to take your time going through it slowly and making sure you truly comprehend it. And then we'll go from there. So some of these videos will be a little bit longer than others, but I'm going to be, look what I'm doing. I'm just scrolling through. That's it. Just scrolling through. So here go the contents. You got the overview, the preamble, the purpose, as I was sharing, of the NASW Code of Ethics, ethical principles, and then you have the ethical standards. Now, when you go through the ethical standards, you have the social worker's ethical responsibility to clients, to colleagues, to practice. That's, you know, that and the ethical principles is pretty much the meat. You know, the purpose is not short either. So it's a lot of information that's pretty meaty. So I want to give it to you in little steps that you can kind of break it down, understand it, and then we'll go from there. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and move on to the first section. Let's talk about the Code of Ethics. The Code of Ethics of the National Association of Social Workers. This is pretty much an overview of what the Code of Ethics is. So the NASW Code of Ethics is intended to serve as a guide to the everyday professional conduct of social workers. So that's what this is, guys. It is a specific guide for us to utilize. It includes 4 sections. The first section is the preamble, which summarizes the profession's mission and core values. The second section is the purpose of the NASW Code of Ethics. That provides an overview of the code's main functions and a brief guide for dealing with ethical issues or dilemmas in social work practice. And then the third section is the ethical principles principles. That presents the broad ethical principles based on social workers' core values that inform social work practice. And then you have the final section, which is the ethical standards. That includes specific ethical standards that guide social workers' conduct and provides a basis for adjudication. So the National Association of Social Workers, or the NASW, is the largest organization of professional social workers in the world. NASW serves social workers in 55 chapters throughout the United States, including Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and abroad. So the NASW was formed in 1955. So you can see it's fairly young. It hasn't even hit the big 100 yet. Through a merger of 7 predecessor social work organizations to carry out 3 responsibilities. So go ahead and get your pen and paper or your little notepad or your sticky notes and write down these 3 responsibilities. First one, strengthen and unify the profession. The second one, promote the development of social work practice. And the third one, advance sound social policies. So this is pretty much how the NASW was formed, and you had all these predecessors of the social work organizations that carried out these 3 main responsibilities, and that's what they are. Hey guys, real quick, it's your girl. I wanted to stop by and show you I got my merch. Yes, everything is up in action. You guys have been asking for it, so make sure you go to the Shopify store and check it out. Right there, arizahillman.shop. Check it out. You get the nice little package in the mail right before the holidays. Look at that. Oh, baby, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be rocking this all winter long. And then the summertime come, I already got the request for the tank tops. Your girl is working on it. So make sure you stop by the Shopify store. Right at the bottom of this description, you'll see the store, and just go ahead and purchase some merch. See you soon. Promoting high standards of practice and protecting the consumer of services are major association principles. Approved by the 1996 NASW Delegate Assembly and revised by the NASW Delegate Assembly in 2020. This is the most recent code. This was, should I say, revised in 2021. So you're looking at the code that was revised and updated as of 2021. So whatever year you're watching it, I will make sure I do a new one and keep it updated, or at least tell you what has changed. But this is the latest version of the Code of Ethics. All right, let's talk about the preamble. Now, the primary mission of the social work profession is to enhance human well-being, help meet the basic human needs of all people, with particular attention to the needs and empowerment of people who are vulnerable, oppressed, and living in poverty. That is what makes social work different. The majority of the population and the people that we work with are in this classification. They're either vulnerable, oppressed, or they're living in poverty. So there's a different lens and a different mindset social workers have because of the population that we work with. A lot of us are known to have bleeding hearts, and that is why, because we're always giving to those that are less fortunate and that need more assistance and support than maybe you would need. A historic and defining feature of social work is the profession's dual focus on individual well-being in a social context and the well-being of society. Fundamental to social work is attention to the environmental forces that create, contribute to, and address problems in living. So basically what this is saying is that the social work profession as a whole, as I was sharing, we work with the vulnerable, oppressed, and those living in poverty. Our main focus as social workers is to help the individual well-being, the well-being of individuals, should I say, and making sure that they're able to function in society appropriately. We want to make sure that we're able to help them in their environments. So that is pretty much what we do and how we contribute to helping those in our profession. Social workers also promote social justice and social change with and on the behalf of clients. Sometimes we have clients that they cannot do this for themselves, so it is our role, responsibility as social workers to help them when it comes to achieving social justice and working through social change. Clients is used inclusively to refer to individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities. So think about it. When you're taking these test questions and it's talking about who's the client, that is a good example of who the client can be. It can be a family, a group, an organization, community, and so forth. Social workers are sensitive to cultural and ethnic diversity and strive to end discrimination, oppression, poverty, and other forms of social injustice. And you can see this is all up in our test, the ASWB test. This is pretty much what it's testing and what it wants to make sure we have a thorough understanding of. These activities may be in the form of direct practice, community organizing, supervision, consultation, administration, advocacy, social and political action, policy development and implementation, education, and research and evaluation. All of these are common terms that we see on the exam, and that we must have a true understanding of our role and how we play a part with these specific activities as it pertains to practicing in the field of social work. Social workers seek to enhance the capacity of people to address their own needs. Social workers also seek to promote the responsiveness of organizations, communities, and other social institutions to individual needs and social problems. So what this is saying in a nutshell is that us as social workers, our job is to enhance the ability, the capacity of people to be able to get their needs met and be able to advocate for themselves and get the things that they need accomplished. Our job is to seek and promote that these organizations, communities, all these businesses and social institutions treat our clients fairly, and that they make sure that they're able to address their social problems. Now, the mission of the social work profession is rooted in a set of core values. These core values embraced by social workers throughout the profession's history. They are the foundation of social workers' unique purpose and perspective. All right, guys, real quick, I'm always talking about the community, the LCSW Vibes. We leveling up, and this is the sneak peek of the community. As you can see, it's on and popping. We got a lot happening. I got ethics over here, human development, or study guides that you guys asked me about on the YouTube channels, all right there. Test questions. You just want to level up and learn and see if you can answer those questions. I'm testing your knowledge. Let me go back to the home screen. If you want to learn more about what services I offer and what other things are there, that is where you go to the learning tabs. We leveling up, so why don't you join so you can level up too? So get your pen out and your paper and your note card or your sticky note and write down these specific core values. Number 1, service. Number 2, social justice. Number 3, dignity and worth of the person. Number 4, importance of human relationships. Number 5, integrity. And number 6, competence. So these are the core values that all of us, you, yes, me, you, me, all of us have to make sure that we have a true understanding of these core values, because when you decided to be a social worker, you decided that you were going to root or have your profession and your thoughts and how you handle clients rooted in these core values. So make sure you truly have an understanding of it. This constellation of core values reflects what is unique to the social work profession. That is what separates us from psychologists, from doctors, from lawyers, from psychiatric nurse practitioners, all the other fields, licensed professional counselors, all of them. This is what separates us, guys, these core values. So make sure you have a thorough understanding and you are able to understand how this is truly important and impactful to us as social workers. These principles flow, all of these core values and the principles that flow from them must be balanced within the context and the complexity of the human experience, meaning everyone's dealing with a different experience. But what we do, how we do a thing, how we see a thing is all rooted in these specific core values. So as I shared earlier, I want to make sure you guys have a true understanding of this. So we're going to stop here and then we're going to pick up in the next series with the purpose of the NASW Code of Ethics, and we're going to break it down. Yes, I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to you seeing part 2 of the LCSW Vibes version of the NASW Code of Ethics. See you in the next one.